of Swords. Alright, so that's the card that fell out of the deck. Sorry, I'll take that out of my mouth.
No, you're fine. You're good.
So this deck is a new deck. I love it because of the colors and stuff. But I also, I still have to refer back, and I feel bad about that. But
It's all good.
so what I'll do is I'll talk to you about the intention of the card itself, and then I'll tell you about what it means for you in this position because it fell out. So it's an intention card for my sake. The Page of Swords is bursting with ideas, but yours is upside down. See how it's reversed towards me?
Right.
Which is how it came out, which is how we read it. It's two different meanings. You could put it like this. Yeah. Or if you lay it down, you might get a better one. Like you're scanning it. Whatever works. So this is, it says, while gathering information is necessary, there will be times when natural curiosity becomes out of balance. And remember, curiosity kills the cat. All right? This is that new endeavor. That's the influence over whatever we're going to read about today is
Okay.
your new endeavor. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not trying to scare you either. I love that this came out, though. The Page of Swords is always in a challenging position. She may become underhanded in her ways. Don't go to the dark side. It's saying you may. And you're worried about it. And the hard part is you're trying to find out facts, but you're also trying to find out who you are because you don't know who you are without somebody else.
Wow. That's so deep, Joe. You have no clue.
Your actions are like you're going to spy on somebody or stalking somebody. You're just showing up somewhere. And this is the kind of person who will obtain what they need at any cost. You're willing to sell your soul to the devil. You're worth a lot more than you're selling it for. Page of Swords in this situation says we all exhibit characteristics of this page on occasion. There will be times when we wish to eradicate doubt, which means to make ourselves know for sure. That's when we say, I know if I'm red-handed, right? So we get rid of doubt and find a new way of dealing with an old problem. That old problem is, we both know, is the broken heart. That's the I can't be alone. I'm not enough. That's an old problem. So the Page of Swords comes in to speak to you and tell you that it's okay to look for knowledge and it's okay to find understanding, but I don't know how to say this. It's all about one thing. Your attention's all going to one thing. And I think we both know what that is. Looking and searching. Your outlook might be young and youthful, but don't mistake it. You don't have the experience you need to mess around. You're not that kind of girl. Sometimes you have to go a little bit deeper to find that fresh and green, new, and friends and chosen family and lovers. Your childlike way of looking at this situation should not be overlooked. Carefree is not for you. You care way too much, you feel way too much. As with all pages, the Page of Swords can be the bearer of messages or bad news with a reading. Due to being ruled as an element of air, what's your sign?
Fire.
Right. Okay, so what
Jeff
happens
is an air
we put
sign.
fire and air together?
Fire gets, the fire gets angry.
Fire gets very angry. That's a good way to say it. As with all pages, okay? So this is the element of air, which is linked to thought and communication. They tend to predict verbal announcements and telephone calls. Is that you? Do you know when somebody's going to call you? You pick your phone up and start texting them and they call?
Sometimes, yeah. It's usually only a connection with you, though. That's
me,
like that.
And it's weird because I'm not an air sign, but I act as an air sign. All those things that just predicted.
What sign
I'm a Leo.
I'm a fire. You're a fire.
We come from the fire.
Fire stands well together.
As long as we're both not real redheads.
I'm a real redhead.
Me too.
Well, I guess we can't dance good together then.
You can dance if you want to. Oh god. Due to being ruled by that house of air, it's linked to all those predictions I said, the telephone calls, I know this is going to happen, but I don't know why. That's me all day long, and I'm not an air sign. The Page of Swords asks you these 4 questions. How does a healthy curiosity help your situation right now? Number 1. Don't answer it out loud. Think about it.
Okay.
Number 2. Do you have a new idea that is even worth following up on?
Yes.
Okay. Don't answer them out loud.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's fine. I just don't need to
Yeah,
know.
I know.
It's for you.
Okay.
And I don't want anyone to think you're influencing them.
Oh, okay.
What are you interested in learning about at this time? You have something shiny and new in front of you, and you're like, I could learn about this. But how does that curiosity and seeking of your truth become maladaptive? How does it become healthy again instead of intrusive to others? So are you putting your shit on other people? Maybe that's a move somewhere in, you're being curious and clever. You have sharp wit, talkative, you have great ideas, but you have an announcement to make, and you're not telling people what it is. You're feeling a little gossipy and two-faced, and there's someone standing behind you who's doing the same. Spying, confusion, and you're going to get some tough news, but it's all right. Those things influence your journey right now, because that's our influence card. It fell out of the deck, so now you can douse over the cards, and when you feel like something's standing out to you, just go ahead and pick it. You can spread them out more, like whatever you got to do. You can touch them and fuck with them. People say you can't touch my cards. It's such bullshit. For me, anyways. You can spread that big chunk out if you want. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see them, and you can dig through. Just see how the cards are facing you. Don't change the top from the bottom. See, it's like this.
Okay.
When you take them out, just drag them.
Okay.
Or just touch them. Hold on. You want this one?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead.
How many do I grab?
So run your hand like this and see if anything this is called dowsing. Feel all of them, yep. If you feel something, okay, good, don't change it, perfect. You're going to do 3 more. And what was your number? 11, which is 22. It's also 2 and 4. Okay, thank you, Vanna White. 2 more. And Vanna. That's good, perfect. Yep, you got it. Once you show people that they can't flip the card, you even can't, like, when you turn it over, you can't flip it like this because it'll be the wrong way too.
Right.
So you got 1 more, friend. And then okay.
Further this way, so none of it's on that spot where it was wet.
Oh, don't worry. I get new decks all the time. A lot of people. This is my favorite one though. Honestly, yeah. It's my most. But I will say, when I first got it, I was like, I don't know. These ladies are a little sharp. They are not your, like, oh, you're gonna go on a journey. Like, the book's pretty intense. Came with 2 books. I was like, oh fuck, this is deep.
George has a set, so maybe
with a
you
book?
guys, yeah.
Oh fuck,
maybe you guys can Zoom or something.
Yeah,
sometimes that'd be cool.
I love tarot. I share it with everybody. I haven't charged really for a lot of readings, but I just started a TikTok, so I'm gonna start going on there and reading live for people. People are freaking out, like, oh my god, what's going on? So I'm like, I just gotta trust it.
Right.
It's always a journey, right? It's okay. You picked number 1-1. It's card number 8. Okay, so when I started the reading, I said 1-1 is also 2-2 because it's 11-11.
Is it upside down for me or you?
For you.
Okay.
Which means that it's upside down for me because I read from you.
Okay.
So we're gonna we flip cards first and then we talk about it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Now what we do is top or bottom?
Top.
Okay. Left or right?
Right.
Okay. Now we're gonna do this. Top or bottom, or cut the deck?
Cut the deck.
You can cut it. Okay. 1-1. Okay. These are our problem,
Okay.
solution. We have the influence. We know what that influence was. Yeah. We don't have to talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move on. So, we have, where are we now? Where's our mind? Where's my body, which is my hands? Look at that. New lights. And where is
Wow.
my soul? Where are my fears? Okay. Then you have, did you ask a question about two particular people or three?
3.
Three, right? Okay. So you're going to have, we had you, mind, body, soul. This is all you. We're going to have 1, 2, 3 for our dudes,
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 for our dudes. Then we have the problem. And then the outcome card will be on the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
Okay? Actually, you can, why don't you pick the outcome card now? Then it doesn't look like I'm trying to cheat. You don't have to do the bottom of the deck. You can go anywhere you want.
Oh, I can?
Mhm.
Okay.
You can pick it up, move it
I'm
around.
gonna cut the deck really low.
Right here?
Yep.
So your number was 1, 1. Do you want me to go 1, 1 and then take the third card or take the first card?
Take the first card.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Now, this is mind, body, soul. This is the past. Then you're going to have your three friends here,
Okay.
which will be either solutions or outcomes.
Okay.
Or problems. Problems or princes, we'll say.
All
Does
right.
that make sense?
Sounds good.
This is, Okay, so we've got Amy. We've got her mind is on, I call it maladaptive death because it's inverted. I talk shit about everything.
It's all good.
So you got death. And that is card number 13.
Ooh, lucky number
You're at
13.
213 Park Street right now, honey.
That is so weird because I got a cousin who her favorite number is 13. And
My brother Chris got killed at 26. My parents live at 213 Park Street. 2 times 13, 26.
wow.
Yeah.
She insisted on sitting in
Josh
seat
got
number
killed.
13 because we were in row 13 at Jelly Roll.
Josh got killed 13 miles from the house.
Wow.
Yep, 2
That's
kids.
wild.
Yep. And Josh died 13 years later after Chris.
Right.
Yeah. All 13s here. There's also 4, which is the 4 boys.
Right.
Also, my parents realized after they named all of us that we had 6 letters in our first name and 7 in our middle. It was 2 names, 13 letters.
My cousin had a mild stroke last week.
Really? Is that what you're wondering about? Or I think you're wondering about your future or yourself right now.
Yeah, I am.
What was our question at the beginning? Think of that to yourself. You don't have
Okay.
to tell me. Do
Okay.
you remember the intention you were thinking when you
Yep.
pulled the cards?
Yep.
It involved 3 people.
Yep.
Did it?
Yes, but
Not 2?
3. But my cousin's been weighing on my mind a lot, though.
Okay, we can see if he comes through.
She?
Robin?
No, my cousin that I've been hanging out with a lot.
Oh,
She's the one that the
yeah,
owl came up and,
yeah, okay.
you know, had a stroke last week.
And she's the one that did the dirty.
Yeah.
Okay. No offense. I don't want to say it out loud because I'm not.
I know.
That's not my thing. So death comes in reverse when you're being resistant of change. Your mind is saying, "I can't do it." You're afraid of something ending. A relationship. I think in a family member. I think it's probably the new housing endeavor and the resisting the new. And then you're holding on to the past. You have an idea of the life there that you are holding from a time that's long gone. You need to let that go. I mean, you don't need to, but it would probably do you a lot of, take some weight off your shoulders.
Yeah, I know.
It's easy to return to an ideal of life because that's what we remember. Like when someone dies, you don't remember that they shit their pants. You remember that time they came late to your birthday and had a pony. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah,
it's
definitely.
always idealized because we don't want to think about that. If humans thought about the bad, we would have to accept that we're fucked.
Right. True. Very true.
You don't remember the IV after you get your anesthesia because the anesthesia is a wild fucking ride, and that pick made your brain say that was not even worth remembering.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And then, not to mention the pain and people go into shock quickly. You don't even realize it. That's why I don't.
That's like when I visited the old house, I felt at peace, but the longer I was there, I knew I didn't belong there anymore. You
I
know what I
told my
mean?
parents one time I came home from Boston and I said, "This is so weird." My mom's like, "What?" And I said, "I can't sleep here anymore." And she was like, "What the fuck do you mean? You're almost 30 years old, and what do you mean?" And I was like, "It doesn't feel like my home anymore."
Right.
And it's not a home building. It's this.
Yeah.
This is the home.
Right. Definitely.
The spirit
Well,
walks with no one. It comes into
my
the world
mom
alone.
wanted to know how come I wouldn't sleep on the couch. It's like I can't sleep in this house, and she doesn't understand
It's
that.
strange. It's strange.
But
I know why
you know,
yours is, so it's very
I
different.
thought I'd be able to like build an apartment in the garage, but I don't even know if I'd spend all my time gone.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's not worth it.
No, it's not.
So when we look at this card for a person, we look at a person, someone who is not welcoming of change. They're fearful of an ending. Um, Death knows that the new beginnings in sight are right around the corner, and so there's sabotage. The person realizes that in some cases we can only start new or begin exciting new adventures if we say goodbye to an uncomfortable past. It's but the and these people understand that it's time for you to grow and it's okay to cut them off.
Right.
This is a challenging situation, and it could describe the morbid among us, meaning someone may pass away. Not on doom and gloom, when indicating not necessarily a death, but a very difficult person. Death suggests those who are becoming obsessed with something will then become obsessed with dying.
Well, my mom's being a very difficult person right now.
Got the difficult person, but the obsession is the same as the first card.
Right.
It's not an obsession, but you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
It becomes a different word, but it's an obsession.
Right.
Yeah. So when we look at the situation surrounding this card, it shows itself in a reading to suggest a beginning is near or an end is coming. So the cycle has to end before it can start. This is a phoenix falling into its ashes, and then, as you know, it will rise again. The phoenix is upside down, so it's already on the ground, in my opinion. That's the phoenix laid out. That's how I read that card. It's number 13 again. Um, it says that you may feel unsettled, but you must take a moment to think past your fears. Consider the things that have been destined to end in life. There's a cycle. The circle of life. Are you working your way to the end of a period
Oh, the pride. Oh, that is amazing.
of education? The pride. Yeah.
Wow.
So, is retirement approaching you, or are you changing schools or homes soon? All these
Mm.
situations require an ending. If the new chapter in life is allowing itself to be seen, you must let it begin. The death card indicates your personal resistance to major life changes. Be careful of that. Death may describe a lot of different things. Everything has a shelf life, though, in life. Remember I talked to you about this, the white knuckle thing?
Yes.
Everything in life is temporary. The only permanent thing is the impermanence, meaning never permanent, nothing's permanent, of impermanence, which means they're not permanent. They
Right.
can't live forever. The universe is meant to cycle, and when people dam it up like a river, you get a pond. And a pond is stagnant water. It doesn't move on its own. It's they become nefarious because that water symbolizes emotion and tarot. If you have clogs all over the place because of things that have happened, traumas, and then you don't deal with them, then your energy cannot flow through your body. It's like putting a dam on a river.
Right. Makes sense.
What happens to that water? It turns green. Your soul goes stagnant. Your
Right.
body cannot live. And so we sabotage ourselves because we're not ready to stay here for much longer. We
Right.
don't even want to. We would never hurt ourselves. That's the
Right.
type of person that also turns to addiction because there's a runaway. And that was easy for me. There's an escape. There's something of the pain is gone. And fuck, you could have sold me a pill and I would have been on it forever if it didn't take everything I had.
Right.
And I put that message out because I don't want anybody to ever go where I went. There's nobody there for you. There's people, but nobody realizes how much you really need. It's a bad thing when you don't have food, but when you get to a place where you know you have to cut off a cycle, it's the easiest fucking thing to do. I mean, I used to use needles, and I stopped one day. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I look
Right.
fucking stupid. I play the piano. I gotta wear long turtleneck sleeves.
Right.
And it was awful. This card came up for me every time I pulled cards. For me, for someone else, and it was always talking to me.
I walked away from my pill addiction 14 years ago and never looked back. But I tell you what, I've had some fucking wicked urges lately.
Yeah, so we're going to read on because that comes up.
Okay.
Okay. Next is your body. What are your hands doing? Do you even know what your hands are doing?
I know what my hands have been doing, but
No. What are your
okay.
hands doing that is not supposed to be done? Well, that's upright. So let's see what the card says.
Okay.
But the position is, what are your hands doing? Meaning, how are you trying to change the situation? How is it impacting you? Where are you going with your body? So they say mind, body, soul. This is our situation. You have hopes and dreams, basically.
Right.
With her, and then you have your soul, which is your fears. In this case. So Page of Pentacles, the daughter of Pentacles. This card shows the daughter as a new fauna, so the beginning of the journey to your highest point. But you're also the most broken and vulnerable that you've ever been.
I'd have to agree with that. 1000%.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The Page of Pentacles is connected with the element of earth. So he or she is often associated with those things that are tangible, something I can touch. This card says you have the whole world in your fucking hands and you don't have much help. You think you have to hold it. You don't have to hold it. Because you know what? Tomorrow you can hold the sun and that fucker will burn you when he's ready to get let go of. That's the light energy. You thrive in the sun, I'm assuming. I fucking hate the sun. I don't even know how I'm sitting here right now. I burn like tissue paper.
I got sun cancer, but I like to be outdoors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Summertime's for you, not winter.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to be in the woods. I like the earth, just to be in nature.
Yeah, that's your earth sign. This is where your body needs to be. This is how it recharges, and that's confirming that for you. So, yeah, we'll get there in a second. These are the workers. The coins are putting in the work for the hard day. There's really no exception. But with all pages, they are an apprentice. They're a student. You have to be leery of the page because they don't always make the best decisions. But they got a lot of spirit and they bounce back good until you have a real fall down, and then you get up about as good as a cat with Down syndrome and 4 broke legs. So you don't rebound very well.
No.
There's no exception to that either. It's all or nothing with you. As with all of the pages, you don't have a 50-50. It's like 100 or negative 100.
Kind of like Leo's too. It's either,
Leo, right here.
Yeah, you got to give it your all or nothing.
This is your card. This is what your body needs.
Right.
Or is longing for. We'll see. Because it's right side up, so it's not maladaptive, as I say, or reversed.
And which one are we talking about at the moment?
About the fawn.
This one?
Fawn with a rainbow over her head. And that's the daughter of coins, pentacles, and tangible goods. This is what you can do to change your situation. And it has what your hands are doing as a recommendation as well. Or my body. It's my mind, body, soul spread. I do it all the time with different parameters a little. So you're learning the ropes of this new thing that you've taken on. In this card, it recommends that you find someone who's really committed to the job at hand, which is to be determined. I think there could be a few jobs at hand. It's up to you. How do you want to pull that one apart? It's definitely not for public ears. As with all of the pages, they are a student. And so in this apprenticeship, they're developing a new skill. It's not necessarily good or bad, but it doesn't serve them well. We might also find them working on their leisure time. since they're so concerned with keeping active and enjoying their last years of youth. The Page of Pentacles has learned to take care of herself. She might not have a lot of money, but at best, she is very careful and knows how to finance her day. Boy, that's a mouthful. And in your trainee stage or in a job where you handle money, you would do very well. This card is challenging because it's in a position where finances could become an issue right on the horizon. Remember I said so if you have a page, it's the beginning of a long-term journey for the way I read, and then the knight is the set, like the fight off, like the start of the war, shots fired, don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes kind of shit.
Right.
And then the queen is justice usually,
Right.
and the king is the force. You must use the force. So sometimes this page comes in as a bearer of bad news. So this is the second time we got bad news coming.
Okay.
It's probably the same thing. Um, yeah, so the page can represent a message. She's always dignified. She has herself put together, and she might represent a check coming in the mail, like a tax rebate or like a cash win. You might, if you play lottery tickets, it might be a scratch ticket, something that's small cash, like maybe $500, but it comes in handy because you need it right at that time. When the page comes into your reading, it's the new beginnings of physical nature. Where do I live? What is my body doing? And of course, it came up for your body type. It suggests that you're working really hard, and it might represent an opportunity to invest in something from the bottom, which is, I think, the house situation. Whether through hard work and cash investment or whatever it takes, you can rebuild a foundation for the future. You can. Out of all the pages, though, the Page of Pentacles is the most sensible. They're the most intelligent, wise, discerning. If the card represents someone coming into your life, which it doesn't, it represents you, then it is probable that they will be dependable and committed, as are you. But what practical skills would be worth learning at this time? Don't answer out loud, answer in your heart of intention. Are you good with money? This page is very good with money. Or does it slip through her fingers? She can't remember. What might you invest in right now, financially or through all of your energy and effort? It's not the money.
No.
No, and I'm not saying that in a mean way.
No.
You know what I mean. Out of all, can you think of someone who's being diligent or showing you that they're working hard and committed? That attitude reminds you of this carefree, practical, sporty, financial student, but the student has foresight. You have an energy and you know what's coming. You have to trust it. Do you see the look in that deer's eyes as it looks up? So now this has become the moon.
Right.
Which I said before, I know you're a sun energy, so I don't think this is calling directly to you, but think about what happens at night. That's your party area, your fun space. And I don't say party area like a bar room. I mean, that's where
I like to be out at night.
you're out at night and you're looking up at the moon.
And the stars.
And look at all of that light that you see. That's you looking toward the good things, but look how far away it is. You're reaching for the wrong light. It's okay to stand under it and enjoy the colors.
Right.
Don't reach for the wrong light. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Watch out for having time wasted in idle hands. Stop making bad energy investments. Now we got the Four of Pentacles, right? Ivy. Yep, the four. Let's see what we got here. So I think you could say I'm at least all right at this, huh?
Yeah, you're pretty decent at this.
Pretty decent.
Spot on.
Oh, don't put any spots on me. I'm wearing white. JK, I wear black. My favorite color. Just like my soul. Okay. We got the Four of Pence. Again, one of my favorite cards. And in this deck, it looks like a bunch of yo-yos, right? But if you look in the center, you got your infinity symbol, right? The blue.
Right?
Then you have, it looks like Cat's Cradle. I don't know what they
Yeah, it
each
does.
are. They're different light forms. It just looks really incredibly, and like I could follow that all day long and just go on a different color every round. And that's what my brain likes to do. I like to jump down the rabbit hole. So this card comes out in our House of Soul. What are we afraid of? And again, it's a money coin. Um, the infinity sign suggests that we are afraid of change. We want things to go forever. Um, so you get a little possessive and you don't want people touching your shit. But you don't want to turn into a miser because you're getting very inflexible. You won't let someone else change the plans. And it's because you have a fear of loss. You have a fear of loss of control. And that's not a bad thing, Amy. It means that you've been hurt by the world, and so you have to control the situation just to know you're safe. And you'll do it by
Pretty
making an ass
much.
out of yourself or anybody else. Because it costs more for you to not feel safe than it does for somebody to say, oh, she's a crazy bitch.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a long time before I say I'm comfortable staying for a long time with a significant other. I have my place, you have your place.
Right. All right. Well, what's standing in your way? Oh, I have to read you about the force. Sorry. I was ready to move right on.
Can we take a time out?
Sure.